is from Mondeweiss. The true lesson of October 7 is that Israel cannot be reformed. The years since October 7 has shown us that Israel can neither be accommodated nor reformed. It must be dismantled, and Zionism must be brought to an end. Only this will finally alleviate the Palestinians' terrible ordeal over the past 76 years.
Oppressed people for 76 years and then bitch when they rise up. Fucking pussies. As we come up to the first anniversary of Israel's war on Gaza, think back to 1948, when Israel was first created. Our family lived in Jerusalem, where I was born. But like most of Palestinians' population, we were forced out of our homes in 1948 to make room for the state of Israel being created in our place. Learning to live in exile, people's one comfort was the thought that Israel would not last. Such gross injustice could not prevail, they said, and the ragtag collection of immigrants who came to Palestine from a variety of countries and were artificially assembled into something they called a state would soon return to the places from which they came. Colonizers don't leave. Never happened. And Israel has grown from strength to strength ever since. Today, it rules the whole of historic Palestine from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea. From the river to the sea, Palestine be free. It has loyal, even fanatical supporters throughout Europe, and it dominates the U.S. political system. For 76 years, it has worked to subdue the Middle East region, aiming to leave not a single foe capable of vanquishing it. We're currently seeing it trying to disable its longtime enemies, Hezbollah and Iran. Through its weaponization of anti-Semitism, it cleverly keeps the rest of the world at bay. In Palestine, Israel completely controls Gaza and the West Bank. Palestinian resistance to these outrages has flared up many times, always easily managed by Israel. With a pacified Palestinian population unable to fight its occupier, the situation over time had become comfortable for Israel and its Western backers, including many Arab states wanting a quiet life. 1 year ago, on October 7th, this cozy setup came crashing down. It is a date that will go down in history as the day when the Middle East and perhaps the world changed for good. Hamas broke out of the giant prison that is Gaza and attacked Israel on its own soil. Vilified as theism by Israel and its friends, it was, in fact, a bid for freedom and autonomy familiar to all prisoners who long for release. Whether those Hamas fighters knew it or not, their actions that day exposed the edifice of lies, hypocrisy, and ruthless tyranny Israel and its Western allies have used to oppress Palestinians since Israel's creation. Creation. As in Palestine was already there. As in Israel are occupiers. As in they are not real. Israel's not a real state. Is not real. Is not real. The genocidal war is not real is waging on Gaza and the West Bank since October 7th has only rammed this exposure home. For all those who liked to see Israel as a liberal democracy, it has been revealed as a nasty British colonizer with fascist tendencies. For those who thought that Israel was a military superpower no one could defeat, it's shown itself incapable of fighting a single war without U.S. arms and funding. And most of all, for anyone who saw Zionism as a moral project, justifying Israel's creation as a light unto the nations, its inhumane conduct towards the Palestinians since October 7th should have abolished any notion of morality applicable to Israel. It was not and is not news that Israel enjoyed massive U.S. and Western support from the start. But October 7th showed us how far and how deep it went. Israel's genocide in Gaza, the multiple atrocities it has committed against civilians, especially children, and the indescribable cruelty of its soldiers, all brazenly conducted in broad daylight, have been unashamedly tolerated and aided by the West. Not a single Israeli outrage has earned Western condemnation. And the same is now true of Israel's recent assault on Lebanon. The mass T attack, Israeli manipulated pagers and walkie-talkies on September 17th, killed 37 and injured 3,000 people, mostly in Beirut. Relentless Israeli bombings and assassinations of Hezbollah leaders have raised the number of Lebanese dead and wounded to many thousands, with 1 million people displaced from their homes. Israel's ground invasion of Lebanese territory on October 1st in pursuit of Hezbollah has depopulated villages and destroyed the infrastructure with reported U.S. approval. It's disgusting. They don't have my approval. Having disabled Hezbollah, they didn't disable Hezbollah. Having thought to disable Hezbollah, as Israel imagines it will do, its next target is Iran, where it aims to draw the U.S. into a war on its behalf. Its fantasy is to smite its enemies once and for all in order to obtain hegemony over a new Middle East, one reconfigured as a series of defeated states dominated by Israel and wholly subservient to the West. The West is subservient to Israel. Let's just kind of throw that fucking clarification in there. Whether any of this can happen is unknown, but one thing is certain. There's no place for an apartheid, genocidal, supremacist state like Israel in the Middle East or anywhere else in the world. Since its inception, it has been violent, bellicose, and expansionists focused of regional instability. It has inflicted untold misery on countless generations of Palestinians and other Arabs and plans for more to come. When the Arab states, which have fought against the formation of Israel in 1948, eventually came to accept its presence in the region after 1967, Israel rejected every peaceful approach they made. At the end of September, Jordan's foreign minister offered a guarantee of Israel's security from Arab and Islamic countries, which Israel ignored. The truth is, Israel can neither be accommodated nor reformed. It must be dismantled. As a state, its policies and system of government discarded, and its citizens set free to learn how to live with others on a basis of cooperation and equality. Zionism, which has been at the core of Israel's existence as an exclusivist supremacist ideology, will also have to end. If that were to happen, and the Palestinians regain their homeland to live normal lives, it'd finally alleviate their terrible ordeal over 76 years. And in that lies the true lesson of October 7th. October 7th was people rising up after 76 years of essential slavery. Do you understand in that context? If you look at it more like it's white and black, and you look at U.S. history, can you not sit back and be like, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Maybe we shouldn't have committed genocide. And then in 2024, you're watching it live broadcast, and your politicians do what? Kamala Harris says they have a right to defend themselves from fucking what, kids? With rocks? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious?
If South Africa is accusing you of apartheid and genocide,
South Africa. Literally racist. Literally hate.
Yeah.
Israel had a chance. Israel had offer
has had
after
so
offer
many chances.
after offer.
So many chances and so many deals and so many...
Even after this invasion in Lebanon, they have still stated, there has been people in the Arab community who have stated that if Israel just stops right now, just lays down their arms, stop trying to push into expanding territory, back down, go back to your original
Stop the genocide
territory and agree to a two-state solution, they'll let it go. They'll let you survive.
Trying to get back on the nuclear deal. They don't want to go to war.
But
the only aggressor is Israel.
So who's the problem here? Is it Palestine? Is it Lebanon? Is it Iran? Or is it Israel and the United States? The United States of Israel, because we cucked to fucking Netanyahu and it's bullshit. Vote for Jill Stein. She won't put up with this. She's not going to let this continue. You know who will let it continue? Kamala. Trump. Come on.